Hey guys, I just finished grading your week 3 assignment, your logic model. You can go in and you can see your grades and you can see any comments as we go along and we're putting these different components into the project. Make sure that you make the adjustment, pretty immediate once you get your feedback on each part. That way you can, just kind of put it together in the end. You can kind of do that while it's fresh. But I will say one of the biggest issues this week, some of you guys received the good as is comment, which means that you can put it in your program plan exactly the way that you submitted it. For some of you guys, if you were lacking detail or just, didn't look aesthetically right with using different fonts, or some of you guys just didn't really put it in a chart. Logic models are a visual representation of your program, so they all will need to be in a chart. So make sure that you do that so that, it should just be something that people can look at and just read it, and it's different components within the chart. So going forward, just, I'm not saying it has to be a fancy chart. I know some of you guys don't really, that's not in your comfort zone. Doesn't have to be fancy. It has to be in a chart though. So make sure you make those corrections, but I want to go over week 4 for a second. You come in week 4, you're working now on the mission statement, goals, and objectives for your plan. So you really need to get an idea at this point. By this point you've done enough little assignments to kind of realize what you're trying to accomplish. What is your plan? What is the purpose of it? Why do you need it? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to set out to do? And, that is kind of what you're going to be writing down this week. So, with your mission statement, you can see I put something here from UConn. When you're creating mission statements, goals, and objectives, first start with your mission statement. So let's click onto this this little resource that I have here. You can see UConn has literally a document titled How to Write a Mission Statement. So go through, review this document. Mission statements are short. They're short and powerful. So just kind of review this, look at the different components of it, get an idea, then just reflect on that on your own. What you want the mission of this program that you've kind of started creating these last few weeks, what do you want that to look like? So there's your mission statement. You've got that part, you've got your resource. This isn't the only resource. This is just, one that I have saved from that I've used over the years, but there are other ones that you can absolutely look at. So just go from there, either use this one, use a different one, but just really familiarize yourself with what mission statements are supposed to look like, what they're supposed to contain, what the purpose of it is, and then try to compare that with your plan. So now we have to talk about goals and objectives. This document right here talks about the difference between goals and objectives. Computer's running a little slow. Okay, so writing measurable objectives. Measurable means it's that action verb. So it's not a good objective if it can't be measured, if it can't be proven, if it can't be, assessed. So it's and creating measurable objectives is all about that verb. So here you have, it goes into detail what objectives are, how you write measurable objectives. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Bloom's. Let me show you a Bloom's chart real quick. Vanderbilt, they kind of were the cornerstone of this, but when you come over here, depending on what you want to do, I talked about this a little bit in my 305 class, so if you're in that class, you're also going to be kind of doing the same thing in both these classes, but so based on what you're trying to accomplish with your objectives, you want them to create something, evaluate, analyze, apply. It gives you some example verbs that are good for being measurable, good for writing measurable objectives, and you would actually utilize this exact word. So, this is a great place. So Bloom's taxonomy, if you want to look at this, that's a great resource for writing measurable objectives. This document is really good in telling you what the difference is between objectives and goals. And then, we've talked a lot about, I'm sure smart objectives and things like that. So, or SMART goals, I'm sorry, looking at SMART goals and looking at all this. So this is a really good resource too. This is actually put out by a government website, but anyways, you have multiple resources that you can use, and the same thing as with this, these aren't the only good resources. There are other good resources as well. But you have your mission statement that you need to work on. You have your 3 goals for your program that you need to work on. Your 5 objectives. Make sure you're using your Bloom's chart. If you have any questions, let me know. It's due Tuesday at 11:59. Just kind of put it all together, one document. I'll give you guys feedback next week. If you like, sometimes you'll get it looks good as is. This is what it's good to go to use for your final submission for your program plan. But if I say, hey, this goal, this objective, and I kind of give you a little bit of feedback, go ahead and adjust it. That way it's done, it's saved, and then you're literally just putting all the pieces of the puzzle together to get that final program plan. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. And otherwise, you guys have a great week.